What is the most challenging part of your job?
I think meeting the different needs of students, because you have to differentiate between their academic needs and behavior needs. And I think trying to make sure you've covered all your bases and really reached what each child needs is just hard. It's the time constraint of that is making sure you've met all of their needs.
Yeah, because every child learns different.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
that's hard.
It is hard, and you have to find what works with each
Yeah.
child, and you have to really constantly be thinking about that as you're teaching. So I find that hard because I want to make sure I'm doing that every day. So that part you really just have to keep at it every day, making sure you're meeting those needs.
Yeah. Was there something you felt you were not prepared for coming out of college and entering into the teaching profession?
I think that actually goes back to the first question, because you learn how to teach and what strategies you want to teach and skills you want to teach. But when you actually get in the classroom, you are faced with real people, real bodies, real children that learn in different ways. And I think it is hard to prepare for that because you're not sure what those different needs are going to be.
Yeah.
So I think, but I think knowing coming into it that you will have that will help you be prepared.
How do you maintain the quality of your teaching in regards to subjects your students may not like?
I try to relate it to something they do like. So if there's something that we're learning, I try to make it relevant to something that's going on in their life. Like when we're doing any kind of a math skill, if it's something I'm introducing and I know that there's a particular sport or something, for example, like if you're counting by tens and you can talk about a football field, or you just kind of can make something that relates to something they're interested in, and then you can go from there. And being excited myself about learning or teaching them makes them say, oh, well, this must be something fun. So I think trying to make it relevant, and then me trying to be excited for them.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about teaching?
I enjoy and I love watching them grow. Like when you hear them, they're like, I can't do this, I don't know how. And when they transfer that into, I can, look what I can do. I think it's making them realize they can do things. But what I really love about this grade level in particular is watching them learn and grow in reading. It's just because that's something they're always going to have, and they grow so much in that at this grade level. So that's probably my favorite, is turning them into readers.
And they get so excited. I've noticed some of them get so excited
and
when they get a word right.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. It's fun to watch every year.
Okay, how much time do you spend outside of the classroom on school-related activities?
That is probably a big component of my time. I probably weekly, but after the school day or before the school day, at least 10 hours, I would think, in the evenings or early morning. And part of that probably is the grade level I teach. You have to be very hands-on all day long here with them. So a lot of the things that I need to go back and really process and look at, like skills that I need to maybe reteach, or just kind of looking at what we've done and what I need to do. I need to do that when they're not here with me sometimes, so I have to wait till the school day is over. Grading papers, those kinds of things, getting materials ready, those are all things that happen before and after school. So sometimes it probably averages 8 to 10 hours a week of time outside the classroom at least.
That's a lot. How much of your own money do you spend every year on your classroom or students?
That probably varies a little bit based on the needs of your particular class, but I mean, especially getting started for a school year, we do get a small amount of money that we can use to replenish our classroom. But and seasonally, you'll have more money that you'll spend. So I think if you put it all together, you probably spend sometimes between like $300, $500. It can go up to that, depending on, like, I like to buy them all a book at Christmas and at the end of the school year. So those things probably are not required, but I think they're necessary in my opinion. But just things like that, and part of that's probably the grade level. There again, we do a lot of seasonal things that just require extra.
And it's probably different for each teacher too.
Probably, yes, and maybe as time has gone on, I don't spend as much. Like I can probably, maybe $150 may be a better number once you've taught a little while. And some of that, is like I said, it just depends on the students and the particular year and things that you feel like you could ask for from home, or versus you want them to have that experience, so you just try to make it happen.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah. Have you had to deal with any parent issues? If so, what would be your advice?
Actually, I mean, along the way, in all the years I've taught, I'm sure there have been some, and the good news is none of those really stand out. So
Mhm.
I've been fortunate that there hasn't been any huge issues. But you always have situations that are difficult where you do need to meet with a parent, and I try to handle that by letting them know first, the things that we're doing in our classroom are to help your child. And I think you have to establish that relationship right from the very beginning, that everything we're doing is to help you. We're on the same team. So I try to start the school year out every year with that effort. This is a team effort. Everything you do at home is helping your child, and everything I'm doing here is helping you help your child. So I think establishing a team effort helps with any kind of parent situation. They know I'm, so to speak, on the same page with them. We both have the same goal. And when I very first started teaching, I already was a parent myself.
Mhm.
So the blessing there is, I try to tell my students and the parents I work with, I try to treat them the same I would my own children. And
Yeah.
I think that helps alleviate, what I'm doing here is what I would want someone else to do for my child.
Mhm.
And that's always been a way for me to help work with parents. So,
Okay, we're done.
all right. Well, thanks. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks.